Hi everyone, so I'm sat here and I've just finished writing most of my Christmas cards and I've put them all in the envelopes, and I always like to add a wax seal on the backs of them. So I thought I would film myself doing this because I think some of you might find it interesting. It might be something that you might want to do, because I think we spend all that time making beautiful cards. You know, we put a lot of thought into them, so I think it's nice to finish it off with a lovely envelope as well. So I've got an envelope here and I'm just going to talk through all the different things you can do. So there's actually quite a few ways that you can use it, and you can use different things. So if none of you have seen this before, this is a wax seal kit. So you can purchase different stamps. So these are what is called the seal, and you'll have different designs on them. You can get plain ones, you can get ones that you've, have custom made with your own maybe work logo, your name, all kinds of things on them. This one here is one of my favorites to use at Christmas time, and it says the North Pole official seal, and it's got a little image of Father Christmas there. But I've got all my Christmas ones here, so I've got all these different images. And then you have your screw handles there. Now I've got two of the little burners here. So I've got the wooden one and I've got the metal one. Both work fine. And then you get all your different spoons depending on who you shop through. So I'll share the links to the ones that I've used, and you can, the prices do vary, so do shop around. And then you get all your different wax. So this is wax beads. You can get wax sticks. You can also, so you can get wax sticks with the wick, which you burn and you just drip it directly onto whatever it is that you want. These ones we're going to pop into the spoons and then melt them. And I just think you have a lot more freedom with the beads because you can mix them. Whereas with the sticks, you can mix those, but you've got to drip, almost two at the same time. I've used the sticks in the past before. I don't really get on well with those. You can also get sticks that can go into your glue gun, but you can also use actual glue gun sticks. So I've got some glittery ones here. You can use those as well. You just got to make sure that you've got the right metal seals to use with it, because if you maybe stamp them with like an actual rubber stamp, for example, it's just going to stick to it. So you want to make sure that you're using a metal that's going to work. You can also add things to your stamp. So I've got some little sprigs here, which I thought would look quite nice. I've got some little faux leaves there. I've got some of my candy canes. I thought maybe I could add those to a few. And you can also wrap with twine or, any kind of string, and then you can drip the wax onto that as well and seal it up that way. It looks really nice on actual packaging. So I'm just going to show you a few ways, and then I just thought it'd be nice. I'm just going to put some music on. I'm going to carry on watching my movie, and I'm going to bring the camera down much closer so you can see the pouring of the wax and then the reveal and everything. And then I'll show you them all at the end as well. But I just thought it'd be quite a nice relaxing video, give you some hints and tips on, ways to use them, and then, finish off my cards and the envelopes so they look nice and pretty. So first of all, we'll just do the most common way that you would use, that I think most people would use this. So I've got my spoon here and I'm going to pop it in the wooden one. I've got two going because I'm working my way through. I've got about 20 envelopes to my left, so it's just going to be easier for me to have the two going, but I'm just going to stick with this one for the moment. I like to warm my spoon up a little bit first of all, and you'll find that once you've done a few, the wax will melt even quicker each time because it's obviously very hot. The first couple can be a bit slower. So you just want to choose your wax beads. I always find 4 is a nice amount to get a nice size seal. You can do more than that, but I find 3, you'll find it might not always, when you add that onto the wax and push the wax out all around it, it doesn't always come all the way out when you've got 3 of these beads, whereas 4 will always come out of all of the sides here, and obviously 5, it's going to be even more. So just play around because the bigger ones do look nice as well. Now I can see this is smoking, so I want to get my beads in here straight away. So I'm just looking at the colours. So that one, I'm going to do green with this one here, and it's quite a bright green actually, so we'll pop those in here. Now you don't want this to bubble. If you bubble, then there's going to be bubbles in it. You can remove some of them, but you really just want it to just melt and then tip it, as quick as you can really. Now you can mix these as well, so you could do one bead of green, then you could do another color, you could do all 4 different colors, and you can swirl it as well if you get a little toothpick and swirl it around. But I actually like to just leave it, let it melt how it wants to, and then when I pour it, you could move it as you pour and create some really nice effects like marbling and things like that. But you can see there, if I just bring it down a little bit there. You can see it's melting pretty quickly, but right now I haven't got any bubbling or nothing going on. So, and that's, you know, where you want to be with this. So I'm just going to do this as a simple one. I'm not going to add anything to this one first of all. And I will do my favourite one. We'll stick with this one for the moment, which is the North Pole official seal. And I have done this in a couple of videos towards the very end, but I've never done just like a tutorial just for wax seals, and I think it's quite good considering I'm a card maker and I make so many of them, so I can keep this on the channel for reference. So it's just nearly finished melting there. I can just see that one in the middle. Okay, that's just finished melting and I've got no bubbles there, so I'm now going to pour that out, and I'm going to pour it so I've got some of it over the edge of the envelope piece there. Try and get it into a, you know, a circle, but I sometimes like that it's misshaped because it just gives it, I think, more of an authentic one. And then I'm going to pop that down in the middle, put a little bit of pressure, and then just leave that. Okay, the natural weight of that is what's going to hold it in place. You don't need to do anything more. Now if you're carrying on with the same colour, just add more beads, but what I tend to do, so just grab a little bit of kitchen towel. Obviously be careful because this is hot, so just add a few layers there, but I just like to wipe that out. And that's why if you've got a few of the burners, then you can, you know, and you want to do, you know, quite a few different colours without mixing them, then you can have them all going. But I'll probably clean one out as I go with one. And if you take it off and just put it to one side, make sure you put it on something that's heat, you know, protective, because you don't want it burning or melting through onto any surface. But if it does then dry and you haven't taken it off, just pop it back on again and let it melt, and then just, you know, remove it. So I'm just going to sit that. I've got a little piece to rest it on just off camera there, so I'll just leave it there. So you don't want to touch this. I would say give it 2-3 minutes to cool, and then what you'll be able to do is just tap it and it will just naturally come off. If you tap it and it doesn't move and you can feel a resistance, like I can still feel a resistance with that, so I know it's not ready to come off. So you could just leave that to one side and move on to the next. But I'm just going to wait for this one to cool, and then I'll show you a couple of other ways to use it. Okay, so I know that's now ready to take off, and it will come off pretty easily. There we go. And if I just bring this up nice and close there, get my lamp on that, you can see, there we go, you get that lovely result. It's so satisfying. I love doing this, and I find it really relaxing as well. So I've got a little bubble there from where I pushed it out. I mean, it was out of my view, to be honest, but you can just go in with a pin and just pop that before it sets. But again, I'm not too worried, but you'll get a lot of bubbling if you allow it to bubble when it's on the burner, so you don't want to do that. So next, let's do, I've got one here. Now I'm trying to add any kind of embellishments on the cards that I'm going to be giving by hand. So I'm just looking through my pile here. So this one I'm going to be giving by hand. So I'm going to add a little sprig onto this one. I'm going to add a couple of colours to match the outside here. So I think we will do, let's do some nice greens. So I'm going to pop my spoon back in because that's still nice and hot. I would also prepare this, because I've done it a few times where I've put the wax on and then I forgot to put my seal on the end here, and by the time you do that, this is already starting to cool. So I think we will have, I'm not going to do writing with this one because I'm going to mix the colours, and sometimes when you mix the colours, if you've got any script on these actual seals, it can get lost. I find the script works best when you've just got a plain colour, solid colour. So I think we will do the, let's do the snowflake. No, I'm going to do the Christmas tree, because I think because it's green and I'm using a couple of different greens. I think the Christmas tree looked quite nice. So I'm going to do 2 of the dark ones there, and then 2 of these pearlized ones here. I think they could look quite nice, and I'll give them a little swirl once they've started melting. This is what you can do if you do want to mix it. You can swirl it around there, but you can also create that same effect when you go to pour it. But you can see I've got quite a nice little kind of marbling design going on there. So I've got one of these sprigs, so I'm just going to lay that, you know, kind of across that point there. And then I've actually added another one to this. I've put 5 in because it's going to be covering some of this, and there's obviously some dimension. So let's bring it up a little bit further. Just going to pour that all over, like so. So you can see there you've got a really nice design, and then I'm going to add my tree and just push that down. So we've got some really crazy designs here, but I think it's going to look quite cool. So that's still cooling. I've cleaned off the spoon there, but I just wanted to show you this one here, which was using your hot glue stick. So it's just a normal glue gun and a clear glue stick. But I've got a glittery red one in there now. So I'm going to just show you how it works with this, because, you know, some of you, like me, I've got tons of these glittery glue sticks, and this is a nice way to do it. So you could just, you know, maybe you've got some of these lying around, or you just want to buy one, see if you like it, then you can pick these up individually as well. So I'm going to do the snowman on this one here. So let's just screw that one on. And then the key with the hot glue is you want to push it out quite forcefully. So I need to keep this down. So I'm going to add that there as a weight. If I put it that way, then you can hopefully see everything. So I need that to be completely flat, but I need to be able to push this end because you want it to come out quite quickly. So I'm going to go on an angle so you can see, but just push it out so you've got a nice amount. And then I'm going to pop my snowman on there. See, this is a lot thicker. Move that out of the way. And just hold that one there for a second. Now the hot glue will take longer to dry because it's very, very thick. So I would give that, you know, a good 5 minutes to let that completely cool down. So that's cooled initially now that I can let go of that, because it will slide around. Don't just put it down and then take it off straight away. You'll find it will probably slide. But now that's holding there, but I'm going to give that a good 5 minutes to cool. So now we can go back to this one, and it's just falling off straight away. Now if I bring that one up, that's actually, I'm really pleased with that. So I can see the snowman, I can see the Christmas tree there, but then you've also got that sprig through the middle. There we go, when it catches the light. Probably could have got my Christmas tree a bit straighter, but again, I'm not going to worry about things like that. I think it looks really nice. So that's showing you how you can put something like that through. Let's try one with the, actually I've got a box that we will do to put the string around. I think that'll look nice. So for this one, I'm going to add the dark green again, because it's just going to go well with my twine. Again, because I've got that knot and I've got a bit of dimension there, I'm going to add 5 to this one here. And then whilst that's melting, let's check on the glue gun one here. And you'll be able to just kind of tell, see the side there, I can touch that and it's not sticky anymore. So you can just hear me, you just got to kind of take it away from the sides. There we go, it comes away straight away, and that's actually turned out really nicely. I just pop it so it wait for it to hit the light there. There we go. So that's the effect you get with your glue gun. And I think it looks really nice. If you've got the clear ones and you want to add a bit of colour, I'd sprinkle some glitter over the top and then add the wax seal, and then that will just push it into the glue as it cures. But it looks really nice. So if you do have a lot of these glittery ones lying around, then this is a good thing to try. So that's that example. So I want to do this slightly differently. I've just undone the double knots. There's just that one kind of loop there, and I'm actually going to cut away right up to, well, as close as I can get it, because I want to cover all of that with the wax and then add I think the same sprig again. I'm going to pop this just underneath. Let's see if I can do this. I mean, the nice thing about this is just literally play around, and I'll show you another thing that you can do, because you can actually make these without even putting them onto the envelopes. You can use them, you can make them beforehand on a silicone mat. So that is probably been on there a bit too long. It's just started to bubble a bit there because I've been chatting. But now if I just pour that all over, it's quite thick. Cover all of the ends there, like so. I'm going to use that same Christmas tree because I think it works quite well with the green, and just push that on. I'm going to hold it there with a bit of pressure for the minute, although I don't want to bend my box too much. Okay, so I've just taken that one off, and again you can see there when it catches the light. There we go. Really lovely effect. It's just so different, and it's very unexpected. Whenever I give my cards by hand with the wax seal, everybody is always like, oh, but I don't want to break the seal, oh, it looks so pretty. So I really do recommend doing it. I think it's a really nice, like, finishing touch, and it's fun to do as well. I really enjoy it. So I just thought I would also show you how you can do a practice run. So this is just a silicone mat here. So I would definitely recommend doing this if you have never done it before and you just want to, like I said, just practice. So I've got 4 in the yellow there, and let's do orange as well, because that's going to really show up 3, 4, and get some of these going here. So you can buy wax seal stickers. You can make your wax seal and then you can put a disc sticker on the back, and then when you do need to go and use them, you can just peel that off and then you can stick it on your envelope. I've got some here that I've already made, and there's also a few here that I've been sent as friend mail. You can see here, now I don't have the sticky discs on the back, but like I said, the sticker will just go on the back there, and then you can just peel off the other side and stick it onto your envelope. So, you know, if you're bored one afternoon and you want to do something but you don't really want to have to think about it, this is a great one. You can see some different colors. I've played around just mixing different things. I love this one. I think that's really nice in the blue. These are ones that were sent to me. So this is a Happy Mail one, and you can also add your metallic pens to them. I've actually got a couple here, so I can show you that in a minute as well. And yeah, just have fun with it. It's really nice, works for all occasions. Got the bumblebee there. This one says with love. So I'm gonna, these ones here I'll just pop into this tin. So there's no wastage with this either, which is another great thing. So this one is surprisingly is actually melted quicker than this one here. So, but this is higher from the flame. So I, out of the two, prefer the wooden burner. But again, everybody's got their own kind of preference to these things. I'm sure there's people watching who already do this, and you know, they might have some, you know, tips and things on what they do and what they prefer. There's a little bubble there. I'm just getting rid of that one. Just take that wax off of there. It just comes away really easily as well. So don't worry if you do get it on things that you don't want it to go on. Just make sure it dries fast, then you'll be able to pick it off. But that one is completely melted now. So I'm just going to pour this onto here. So you've got a nice clear consistency there. That's perfect. There's no bubbles or anything in that one. I'll just melt a bit more, and then, so this is what I mean, I forgot to unscrew this one, but that should be fine. So this one's the reindeer, so I'm just going to sit that on there, and the weight will naturally, you know, is enough. That's what I need to say. Now I can see a bubble there. If you've got time, pop them, but if you leave it too late, then you'll end up getting, the mark will stay there. So I might have got away with it, possibly not. So that one is really smoking now, so I do need to move that. So I'm just going to pop this one off here for a minute so it doesn't keep burning. And then this one here, let's pop it this side so you can see it. And this is thicker as well. So the wax does come in different consistencies. I think it does depend on the sellers as well. These are actually from 2 different sellers, but then also there's thicker ones in that set. I think they're mixed. So I don't know if it's down to how they're made, the colour, pigment, things like that that's used as well. But this one's much, much thicker than that one. Same 4 beads, but that one was a lot runnier, so it just kind of expanded quicker. We'll use a snowman on this one. Make sure you get it right in the middle. And then you know, ideally you want to get it coming out all around, but it still looks nice if it doesn't, as you've seen, you know, in some of the examples there. So this is why the silicone mat's great, because that's actually peeled off the mat, but it's still attached to this. So it's still probably curing, but you can touch this now, and there you go, it's just fallen off. So I kind of got away with popping the bubble, but can you see there? It does leave a bit of a mark. But the good thing is when you make them like this, you can now just put that straight back in, you know, pop it in your spoon, just kind of fold it in half. Let's just fold that one up. I might just rip it actually. But just pop it in, and then we'll just melt that one again. So, you know, it's nice to play around, and if you're not happy with something, just put it back in again. That was really nice. So we can see there. You can see again when it catches the light. There we go. Got your little snowman. So I'll keep that one. I'll add that to my little tin there. So that's it for the minute. What I'll do is at the end, I'll come back and I can show you how you can add some colour. And then just any bits and pieces that you've got, you know, natural twigs and leaves that, you know, from the garden look really nice. And if you go onto Pinterest and type in wax seal inspiration, you'll get so many, you know, things popping up. But I'm going to just relax now and go through all the red. cards that I've done so far, and I'm really pleased with them. It was just really nice. Like I said, it's very relaxing, and it's just down to trial and error. So just, you know, see what wax melts you have and how the wax reacts, because if you leave it too long, it can really smoke and really bubble, and then when you pour it, it's just filled with bubbles, which I've done with quite a few. And to be honest, for me, filming this was quite hard because I couldn't look all the way around because I would have knocked my camera or got in the way of the camera. So it's you know, you want to be able to see all the way around when you place the wax seal down and stuff. But this one here is probably what I would say the perfect one. So if there was a perfect wax seal, it would be this. It's all the way around, it's got a lovely shape to it, and it hasn't got any bubbles. So that's kind of how you see them in the shops or in the movies, you know, things like this. But that's not the reality. This is the reality, and there's just a real mix here. So I've got the one there with the sprig. I thought that was really nice. I like that one. I love the ones with the ribbon. I think they look really nice. So I've got a couple here with the white wax there. I really like that style. And what else have we got? That one there where I put the sprig through. Oh, that was one I showed you at the beginning. And then all different ones here. There's the wax, the North Pole. That one's actually quite a nice one as well. To be honest, I did notice that a lot of the matte waxes, I had a better finish or result than I did with the metallic. So see that one there? See all those bubbles? That's a metallic one. That's just matte. That's all perfect. That's matte. That's pretty good. There's a metallic one, lots of bubbles. Another matte one. That one, I really like that one as well, with that larger area there. I thought that one came out quite well. Again, metallic. There's quite a few little bubbles there. That one. But what I'll show you now is how you can colour these as well. So sometimes if you've got a sentiment, like I said before, I find that the writing works best on a, you know, a solid colour than on a, you know, a mixed wax. So with this one here, really like this one. I think it's very pretty, nice effect. So I'm going to use the gold just to pick up the writing. So I've got one of these metallic colour pens. You actually get a lot of these with the kits. You can buy the wax melts or seals, all that lot in different ways. You can just buy the seals, you can just buy the burners, just buy the spoons. And with a lot of those, they throw in things like this and little envelopes and so on. So I'm just going to move the camera down, and I just want it to hit the light a little bit there. And I'm just going to brush it over the raised word there. You just want to try and make sure that you don't go anywhere else apart from just the areas that are raised. So if you do have any images and you think, do you know what, it's a little bit lost, then just add this and it just really finishes it off again. Such a lovely effect. So now if I move that, there we go. How pretty does that look? So from something that you couldn't really see, and I'm sure probably some of you were watching the, you know, when I was doing them all thinking, can't really see it. This is what then finishes it off even more. So I'm going to go through some of my other ones that I want them, you know, just to pop a bit more, and use these metallic markers. So I just went over some of the ones that I thought could do with having a bit more, you know, definition added to them, but I think it does really make them look special. There's the snowman there, covered in gold. Showed you that one. The snowflake there, I thought that one looked quite nice in the silver. And again, another of the North Pole. I've kept these ones. I think they look quite cool, just left as they are. And then I've done that one. Coloured the Christmas tree on that one there. Again, that's now reminding me of the United Kingdom. Anybody else see it? Maybe it's just me, let me know. What else have we got here? I think that was it really. But yeah, hopefully I've just showed you some, you know, fun ways to use this. You know, use it on when you're wrapping your presents as well, if you've got twine and stuff like that. And if you've ever run out of sellotape, then your wax seals are going to work. So it's, you know, it's good for that as well. But I didn't get round to using my little candy canes here. I totally forgot. But what you do find though is when you have that dimension, it's quite hard to balance that, keep this down. You would have seen sometimes I was adding, you know, some scissors as a weight. and a lot of the wax will fall over the sides here, and then it'll leave this exposed. There's a couple of things where you can kind of see, I think it was on, yeah, like this, you can see the red there, obviously where it's a bit thinner. But if you've got, you know, colours that match, because the other red, you know, that is pretty much disguised there, you can't really see that one. There's something else, I think it was this one here, yeah. This has been sprayed. I didn't spray them, I brought them like this, but there's green underneath and you can just see a little bit of the green there. I mean, who I give this to is not really going to notice that, but there's a, you know, little things that you'll pick up and you'll know yourself when you're doing them. But I'm done nearly. I've probably got another, I think I've got about another 8 or so to do, but a lot of those are boxes, so they're going to have ribbon and string and stuff around them. So, and use them with your gift tags as well. They're a nice way to attach your gift tags to your presents and put them in your mini albums, your journals, on scrapbook layouts. They can go on pretty much anything. So as always, I will link as much of this in the description box below. It's mostly from Amazon, so it should be easy for me to find again. And also, if you've got any hints or tips yourself, if you maybe do a lot of wax sealing, and if you can recommend some other sellers, maybe they've got some, you know, really pretty stamps. I do want to get a custom one, so that would be something I'm going to look at in the new year. And I wouldn't mind getting a plain solid one as well, because you can get those, so it's quite nice when you are adding like sprigs and stuff, and this is just solid. It gives a really nice effect. So have a little shop around. Like I said, for some of you watching this could be completely new to you, and something you might want to give a go. Take care everybody, as always, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.